He said, "Bop." He said,
Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Fifth Third Stadium, home to the Kennesaw State Owls. As we'll see the number 24 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on last year's national champions, the Kennesaw State Owls. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Kennesaw State ready to kick it off and get this game going. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So the Ohio State Buckeyes offense will go on the attack first. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming in this football game, like, they're not going to
cool.
do what happened last week. Like,
That's
you can't
cool.
sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
Snagged in the middle. It's Garrett. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. One big play, and you go from a little backed up to threatening. It's 1st and 10 from the 40. He'll be run out of bounds, but there is a flag on the play. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. Looking to pass, it's Meadows. Got it in the middle, it's Booker. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. The offense changing the play. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Catch in the middle, it's Jefferson. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. A 1st and 10 for this offense. Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab on the left. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking to throw again. Scrambling away. Makes the catch. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. This Kennesaw State offense is on the move. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Not much there on the run. He gets one to the 31. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going to take off. He's stopped right at the 29-yard line, and it'll be 4th down. And here comes the field goal unit. And this will be a bit of a challenge, a 46-yard attempt from the right hash. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
Well, this team knew coming into tonight's game they had to get momentum early, playing at home. They want to get the crowd into it, so you get a beautiful drive here to start this thing. You would have liked to cap it off with a touchdown, but listen, you set yourself up for a field goal, you knock it through the uprights, you've got the lead, everything right now looking good.
They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. From inside his own 15, trying to follow his blockers. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mistakes.
We didn't call that to him, boy. They cannot stop him.
Play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands.
Working and holding us. That's how he working. He working in the holding game.
There, and one that just kills an offense's momentum.
So we need to get back there.
Back to throw, it's Lemon. Quickly complete. He gets across the 25, steered out of bounds at the 26. Let's talk just for a second about Ohio State. They've climbed into the top 25. Nothing has been given to these guys, but they're quickly becoming a problem for everybody else.
Well, they are, and they earned that number beside their name. They've played really, really well. The question is, now can you keep it? David, how many times in the past have we seen a team outside the top 25 finally get ranked and then get blown out the very next week?
And there's not a lot of difference between 25 and 45. A lot of times, so many people close together. So earn that ranking and try to keep climbing.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Finds his tight end. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the 1st down. The Buckeyes come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Caught in the backfield, it's Garrett.
The 2nd down pass was complete.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. He'll pull it on the read. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. So now it's 2nd and long. 22 more. Wants to go up top. Setting up the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass, as it just never developed. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
Yeah, these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. You don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. And these teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired. But you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now it's time to go out and prove you're the better team.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. To throw, it's Lemon. The screen, and watch out. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
Baby, I was waiting on you.
On third and long, no secret
get through,
what he
nigga.
needs here. Grabbed in the middle, it's Frazier. He can't find enough room. Stopped at the 17, and it brings up a fourth down. They've decided to try to go for the field goal here. He'll line it up from 34 yards out. And he curls that thing just inside the left upright. And we're even here in the first. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, one of the biggest games of the week is playing out right now. Let's check in on this top 25 battle. Colorado is currently trailing in this one, but I've seen crazier things at Folsom Field. Trust me when I tell you that. Guess what I'm saying is a comeback could be in the cards.
Give to the running back.
It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Oklahoma State. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about in this one, the Big 12, or anywhere else. Men?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. To the air on second down. Got his man. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. They'll try to get the first through the air. Gets rid of it. Firing to the right, complete. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Looking downfield, it's Meadows. Gets it out quickly. And he picks up enough for the first down. We'll see if they get another snap here in the first quarter. We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. That first quarter set the standard, and we hope we get a lot more of that here in the second. First play of the period, first down here.
They looking a little naked in the inside. They looking a little naked.
Out of the gun,
They wasn't naked at all.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on
shit.
that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Turning it on. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down. Plays like that, but just a second of hesitation in the defense to make sure, and they're able to take advantage here.
And they use great timing with this call, right? Like, you can't call this play all the time, but you want to catch them when they're a little bit aggressive, not thinking about it. Nice job slipping the screen behind them, making the easy catch, and then getting downfield, picking up some extra yards.
Wants to throw on first down. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
And there's an example of what happens when a quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. To the air, it's Meadows. Quickly out to the tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
Wants to throw again. Quarterback moving. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on the field.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. Snap from the gun on third down. Using the quick game. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
You know, that's one as a quarterback. You've thrown the completion, and you're like, dude, can you just turn around and make one guy miss and go get the first? Or can you just stretch out and get the first down? You need your guys to have a little bit more awareness where they are in the field on that play. And even though they got the completion, it's not enough to pick up the first. And now you're staring fourth down right in the face.
The sweet feet buy a little time. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. You don't give a hoot. Kennesaw State does. Touchdown, Owls. Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, this quarterback didn't have anybody open. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
Stop.
And they knocked through the extra point for the 10-3 lead.
Stop playing with that.
Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They'll start this drive down by a touchdown, trailing 10-3.
Stop playing with that, man.
They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. There he goes to the right. The 30. Past the 10. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Extra point here will tie the game. Did not take long to get into the end zone. Now let's see if this gets this offense to hit overdrive.
And we may have a situation here. We might have points, and more points. You keep putting drives together like that quickly, chewing up that much yardage, these defenses are going to have to get something figured out.
And the returner will be brought down. Looking to throw, it's Meadows. Zings it complete to the right. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Kennesaw State right back to work. They'll go to work in the air on second down. That's caught. It's Booker. At the 40, there he goes. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield.
And this guy continues to pour on the stats. That's why he's in the Heisman picture, right? Had over 100 receiving yards last week. He's off to a great start today. Defenses just can't figure this guy out.
A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
And good job by the defense. The defense clearly knew where they were going with the football. Double coverage out wide, making sure they don't give up a touchdown to that guy. Nice job by the defense.
What in the fuck?
On third and long, trying to convert through the air. Makes the grab. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. A costly penalty wipes out that third down conversion, and now they'll back up and try it again. Here they come, facing 3rd and long from the 40. He's looking downfield to throw. Got his man quickly. He's brought down at the 49. That is well short of the first down. Kennesaw State will have to punt this one away. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. The kick is on its way. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll run play action. Pulls it in. It's Frazier. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. Now on 1st down from the 30.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. 2nd down coming. Looking for a man. It's Lemon. Fires to the big fella. And he's almost to that 1st down marker. They're saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the 1st down. They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Quickly to the tight end. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quick strike complete. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. Every second is meaningful, and they save a few of them with the spike. The Buckeyes really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. They'll try to get it through the air. Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete on 3rd down.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
Punt is on its way. And the return man will have no chance as the ball sails out of bounds. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Makes the grab. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. Running out of time here in the 1st half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. The give to the back. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. One snap coming before they head to the locker room. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, 2 quarters down, and I've got to say this has been a fun watch so far in Kennesaw. And it's been a hard-fought battle today. 2 teams out there playing ball and treating this crowd to a memorable 1st half. Seems to me, and I know I'm going to sound like a coach here, the team that limits turnovers and strings together productive drives is going to be the one celebrating a well-earned victory today. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Fifth Third Bank Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. Here's the return from inside his 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Guys, we'll get another look at this Kennesaw State offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Paul? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
They're going back to the ground. Got enough for the first down and wants more. Touchdown, Owls! And with that one, they jump on top here in the second half.
Man, I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like that. And he can go that far to the house, create big plays, showed you a little bit of vision, showed you a little bit of burners when he kicked it in gear and got the long touchdown run.
Out of the end zone. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground.
You know, a lot of offensive coordinators script the first, 5 to 10 to 15 plays. You don't usually draw that up for inside your own 10. Bad field position to start. This offense needs to come out, get a few positive plays first, and get out the shadow of your own end zone.
Well, QB decided to keep it on that one. Listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays, but he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense...
Ooh, I thought I got to him.
Deep down the left side.
Picky.
That's number 15.
That's picking timing user. Pick Daniels.
Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Stop playing, Daniel.
Guys, we're about to see this Kennesaw State offense go back to work. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again.
That's the second pick. He better get a handle on that thing.
Here's the handoff. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
It's hard to run
believe
a
it.
defense that comes off the ball
believe
like
it.
that.
He back on the
runs
run.
to the football like that. Good
Didn't
luck.
believe
No
it.
holes anywhere.
They'll leave it with him.
Oh,
And maybe he'll
shit.
get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Should have believed it.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
Not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
Looking to throw, it's Meadows. Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game.
Wow, that quarterback is lucky there. If you're going to take a chance like that on third down in your end of the field, you better be right, because that should have been picked and
They be
returned
closing
for a
gaps quick as
touchdown.
hell, bro.
This offense is lucky now they're getting a chance to punt this ball away.
They punted away on 4th down. He's able to pick his way for just a bit, but he'll be stopped at the 18. Good job by the punt team. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. He threw a pick the last time they had it. Now they have to take care of the football. The give to the tailback. Running into the open space. That keeps the running game churning. Pick up a 5 to the 23.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win, fall forward, get that good game, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
From the gun on 3rd down. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
This is a situation here in the 3rd quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of the points right now on the scoreboard.
He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to
lucky he didn't hit that corner. It would have been finito.
Guys, we'll get another look at this Kennesaw State offense. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmaking.
That's a fumble.
I know this bitch ass nigga didn't.
And there he goes. At the 35,
I know this bitch didn't.
Touchdown. Ohio State. The defense takes matters into its own hands. The coach wants
This
the
pussy.
officials to have another look
Oh,
at the monitor.
God.
Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up
This
going
dumb
his
nigga,
way.
man.
Man, defenses are always trying to force turnovers, to get the ball back to their offense,
Dummy.
and make those big plays. You know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you force
Hey,
the turnover,
fucking dummy,
the ball
bro.
hits the ground, you scoop it up, and you take it all the way back to the house. Huge play for this
The
defense.
hell he throw his arm out for?
Spun
Like,
that
what are
wheel
we
of
doing?
fortune by challenging the call, and it does not
bro.
go his way, and he loses the timeout. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, guys, just wanted to get you a quick update on a game happening in the Big Ten. Washington is trailing right now, but it's only a couple of points.
I should take him out after that fumble. That was just diabolical.
And they are right
He
back
fucking
in this.
just took out.
They're trailing by just 4 to Illinois. We'll circle back to this Big Ten battle. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Oh, he's got some space. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37. Kennesaw State right back to work. Quarterback making checks. Back to throw, it's Meadows. Makes the catch, it's Booker. And he's brought down after a nice game.
Well, if you're going to be in the Heisman picture, you got to make
Solid.
plays week in, week out at receiver, and that's what he does. He's a good route runner. He's reliable, and he's got speed to take it to the house. Top 5 in the nation right now in receiving yards.
Under fire. The throw. Caught near the sidelines. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds. Here comes the offense on 2nd down.
You see this more and more in college football. Motion the running back out of the backfield. What am I looking for? I'm looking to see if it's man coverage. Does a linebacker go and chase him? If he does, guess what I get to do? Take advantage of my matchup. I like my speed better than yours.
They bring him down, but the big
Yeah,
play
they
will
put a
move
nigga
the
on that
stick.
nigga. That was crazy. Type of zone y'all was running.
Call his name a lot today because this dude, he had over 100 last week. He has over 100 almost every single week because he's a staple in this offense. Puts up big numbers, makes big plays, and that's why he's also in the Heisman Trophy conversation. A wide receiver in that debate is special. This dude is special.
Snagged out of the air. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now here on 2nd down, see if they keep tossing it around. Lost to throw again. Caught behind the line. It's Jefferson. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, nice job on the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch, and he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job on the D.
Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. Gets it out fast. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8.
Man, this guy has had an amazing year all season long. He has stepped up and made plays for his team when they needed it most. And with that last completion, he's now crossed 4,000 yards passing for the year.
Kennesaw State has a chance now on first and goal.
Get physical. Come on. Let's get physical, man.
They'll try to get it in with the run. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Dropping back, it's Meadows. Touchdown, Kennesaw State. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. I don't know exactly what the defensive coverage was, but it certainly
right over the middle.
wasn't part of the plan to leave him that wide open.
Well, I don't think they know what their defensive coverage was either. How do you leave that big guy open down here in the red zone? You know the quarterback loves the big tight ends in this area. Really poor job by the defense.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So it's an 80-yard drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead.
17.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Wide receiver going in motion. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Going over the top.
The safe hop is
Through his fingers incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held